Your date of birth holds all the secrets to your soul. You give us your date of birth, we'll tell you the secrets to love, the secrets to lust, and who the best person for you just might be.
I have the answers.
Check out Secrets of Birthdays at secretsofbirthdays.com. Namaste, and welcome to Soul Horoscopes Orbits Edition. From my webcam to yours, I'm Christopher Witecki, your soul biographer, here to take the planets above and put them together into the story of you down here on Earth below. And boy, things have been crazy indeed. Incidentally, if you're trying to jumpstart your heart and have some passion in your life, and I know Scorpios are, and I know Sagittarius are, and I know Cancers are, I know a lot of people are. In 90 minutes, I'm going to give you some tools where you can step back into your heart. This is a day-by-day thing. These are on Saturdays, by the way, and just $33. So it's me working with you on webcam. It's really good. If you want more intense one-on-one work, well then buy a reading right now. If you buy a 1-hour reading with me, you will get a free Secrets of Birthday video emailed to you before the reading. And I have lots of slots open in April, so come on down. I book almost within 24 hours at soulmart.me. Well, we have a lot of changes going on, folks. I mean, it has been a bumpy ride. The universe has introduced a lot of Neptune, self-mercy, compassionate, kind of Christian energy. Very Easter Pisces, right? We have a Pope change. We found the God particle in physics. The universe is not messing around. So this is a time of moving forward. Mercury is finally direct. We're going to wrap up the sun in Pisces, and then we're going to hop into Aries pretty aggressively because the sun is going to jump over Uranus. So without further ado, let's take the ascension elevator and take a bird's eye view of you.
This is your captain speaking. Please be advised that small knives are not allowed on the ascension elevator, as your intellect is sharp enough. Your ascension today has been powered by the God particle. And some negative news, we lost your luggage.
And here we are up at 33,000 feet for the Aquarians, the Aquarius risings. And if you bought a Lightcast report card, we call you a social architect. Because by being yourself, you end up architecting society. Also, by standing up for injustices, you end up changing the world too. But this particular transit isn't about changing the world, unfortunately. It has been about soul capital. We're going to wrap up the sun in Pisces this week and move into the sun in Aries. This is a shift in the states of awareness we focus on. First, it's time to wrap up the sun in Pisces. For nearly a month, the Aquariuses and Aquarius risings have been digging for that part of you that is insecure. Where do you lack self-esteem? Soul capital is what we call it. And from that, you build, heal, and the world begins to trust you with resources. This is how abundance happens. You draw in through the law of attraction based on feeling that you are worth it. And this week you're going to get tested in this next couple of days on holding that space, holding your ground, holding your prices, not going back, no matter what emotionally you get tested on. Then the sun moves into Aries, at which point you'll be working on the I think state of awareness, the attitude, your intellect. And interestingly enough, your home planet Uranus is in Aries, so you are innovating the way you think right now the most. Right now, it's really about observing your own thoughts, and that's what we're going to talk about. How do you think? Who's talking there? Are you playing voices from your childhood? Are you thinking original thoughts? Are you thinking circular thoughts over and over and over again, never graduating to the next level? That's what we're looking for here in Chapter 1. The universe has brought a lot of planets and friends here. Venus, which is giving and receiving. The Sun, I love. Uranus, your home planet. And Mars, all focused on Aquarius attitude and Aquarius message. Mars up there at the top is really aggressive about speaking up and getting the message out. Maybe your lips were buttoned when Mercury was retrograde, but it does go direct. You'll find out here in a minute or two. And that, therefore, it is time literally to speak up. So we're going to go from step 0 on Wednesday to step 4, the first breakdown of thoughts and attitude on Sunday. And that might be an argument with someone, FYI. Now, Saturn, I protect, is not direct, but it is retrograding, and you have to hold space for its issue. Now, if you don't know, Saturn has been working on, since October, positioning Aquariuses to a new career direction. Hopefully you've cut away what's not working, and now with Saturn retrograde, it's up to you to not slip into the past. I would not be surprised if old partners, old deals come back asking to reunite. I would say no, that's the test of Saturn there. And then finally, Mercury, like I said, is direct. Thank goddess for that. But it's direct back in Pisces. So what are you thinking about? Self-esteem. All right. You're going to be thinking about self-esteem and self-confidence for a few days. You'll finally heal over it in about 4 days. And then finally, your mind will catch up to this month, which is thinking. So your mind will catch up to thinking, which I know is bizarre, but that's the way astrology works. Layer upon layer. All right, so let's take a look at the galactic view of you, because what is above is below. And as always, we start with Sunday. Sunny and childlike on Sunday. The moon is in Gemini and Mars rules the day. Now you're basically getting ready to amp up and step up for your soul capital. So Sunday's really about acting on what you're worth, putting it into motion. Fortunately for you, you get excited and inspired. The moon in Gemini puts emotional focus on the inner child, and the moon crosses Jupiter, which means you'll likely have a personal love expansion or a heart expansion on Sunday. So Sunday looks like a pretty groovy day. On Monday, it's sunny and creative. The moon is still in the house of inner child, and what you're basically doing is deciding and dedicating yourself to the soul capital you deserve. So you're setting your price on Monday. Monday's a very important, powerful day. Earth rules the day, so that price is what it will. Earth rules the day, so this is the beginning of the manifestation of the soul capital you work so hard on. And the moon in Gemini makes your inner child be excited. Now there's some cool aspects worth talking about. One is this yod. This is God giving us the finger. Jupiter in Gemini says where your feelings are today is very important, the inner child. You may not know or have inner faith, says Pluto. You at times with Saturn and Scorpio may slip back into the old career, the old decision making. What keeps you forward? Your heart. Jupiter there says follow your heart, follow the yellow brick road. That's what the yellow brick road is, by the way, in the Wizard of Oz. Follow your heart. Also, we have a yod with Saturn, which means that when your heart fails you or where you can't find it, go back to the Saturn lesson, all right, which is to not fall back into old decision making. By monitoring, not falling back into old decisions, you will keep yourself from slipping back, period, says the yod. So your decisions are very important this week. The sun on the other edge of this yod is, of course, this month's topic with the sun in Aries, which is your thoughts. So your thoughts may be stirring, and so Saturn says, all right, well, just don't slip back. All right. Now, one last thing I want to point out is the moon's orbit. The moon begins in Gemini, which is going to put a huge emotional focus on inner child. So it's inner child the first 2.5 days. Then you are hyper aware of your reality. Then it moves into long-term relationships by the end of the week. And by Sunday, there is a breakdown. And at that point, it's around trust and intimacy. So it's a little sensitive on that point. But we'll get more on that here in a minute. On Tuesday, cloudy chance of storms. This is the final tested degree, the 29th degree of the Pisces transit. This is the tested degree of you holding space passionately for what you deserve. So therefore, someone might test you on that, basically. That's kind of how it usually happens. You get tested. That's why you have to hold space. You want to stand in integrity with what you deserve, which means passing up a bad deal if that's how you manifest the test. But overall, things will pass, okay? The moon is also still in Gemini the first half of the day, so your inner child is really vulnerable on this particular tested day. I think that's part of the issue. Then on Wednesday, cloudy, hypersensitive. The moon moves into Cancer, so now it's all about your feeling in your body, everything. That's part of it. The sun's also 0 degrees. 0 means 0. It's no man's land between two states of awareness. Considering you moving from soul capital into thoughts, you might be very cloudy on Wednesday. 0 days are always cloudy anyways, but there's a lot stirring on emotionally underneath the surface. Let's take a look. There is a soul pyramid, otherwise known as a grand trine in water for a period of the day. It's triggered by the epicenter, which is the moon in Cancer. So having the moon stir in Cancer into your daily reality is a foreshadow of what's coming next this summer, the changing of your lifestyle. But on this particular moment, it unites 3 sensitive parts of your chart, the 3 most sensitive we've been working on. One, of course, is how you feel in the moment. That's a big one, right? The other is healing from self-esteem issues, still letting that kind of cool off. It's almost like still a raw nerve. And then not slipping into the old bad decisions or the old career path. So knowing that the bad path is over, feeling it in the moment, and healing from the times when you weren't treated or respected. Now, there are some fears, which are represented by these red lines, that also go on this weird zero Pluto day. And these fears really just migrate to the issue of the month, all right, with the sun in Aries, which is where the big shifting, your thinking. Your thinking makes you a bit unstable with inner faith. Your thinking makes you a bit unstable with feeling good in the moment. It comes down to your thinking, and that's what we're going to work on this month. So just hang in there Wednesday. 0 degree days are just weird days. What can I say? But it does pass. That's a great thing about the planets. All right, on Thursday, you are sunny and suddenly awake. The moon in Cancer does make you suddenly sharp and aware. It's a good performance day, athletic day, gym day, health day, any kind of day like that. The sun does click into 1 degree in Aries, so suddenly your mind is at least online and functioning. And basically, you want to monitor your thoughts on Thursday. Are they happy thoughts, negative thoughts, doubting thoughts, worry thoughts? Because it's all about innovating your thought process this month, right? All right. Then comes Friday. Now, Friday is going to be a sentimental day. The moon moves into your opposite sign, Leo, shifting emotional focus on your marriage and your partnerships. And on top of that, the moon rules the day. So this is a day where you're very passionate and your thoughts lead to passion pretty quickly. So watch how your mind triggers your emotions on Friday, and really just let yourself fall into someone else's grace for a chance. Aquariuses don't get romantic too often. You should take yourself up on it. Then on Saturn Day, it's actually maybe a bit romantic. That's because Jupiter's ruling the day. And I think that your mind is quick to run right now. Remember, your mind is hyper empowered. Jupiter is an optimistic voice. And so your mind is being filled with optimistic, open-minded things. At the same time, the moon in Leo is pulling emotions into relationships and marriage. So knowing Aquas and how they're kind of kinky in the mind, I think Saturday is going to be a romantic day for you. Then on Sunday, showers with a chance of regret. What? Well, that's how Aquariuses process it. That's my best guess. On the one hand, your home planet Uranus rules the day. So you know what that means. The universe is telling you to put up or shut up, and it has to do with your mind. So you might have gotten into an argument with someone. You might get into an argument with yourself. You might fall into an old mental trap where you freak out inside. And that's the whole point. Is your mind nice to you? Does it serve you or not serve you? That is the grand question of the whole month's transit. And so on Sunday, you are certainly feeling that. But there's also an opposition, which is this here. As the moon moves into Virgo, it actually opposes that sensitive spot in you about maintaining self-esteem and not feeling bad about yourself. So the moon makes you hyper vulnerable as it moves into that Virgo energy. And as it does make you hyper vulnerable, you at the same time maybe feel, start re-questioning last month's lesson of, well, am I worth it, da-da-da-da. So on top of this being a mind game breakdown, this is a test of the last lesson. Now remember, the universe did give us 2 yads. One was pointing into Jupiter. Remember, if in doubt, right, just follow your heart. So this is a time where you have full permission to skip along the yellow brick road like nothing's wrong. The universe is saying to do that, okay? So it's okay. Do not think you're naive. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200, all right? The other thing is, of course, Saturn. If the inner child isn't working, well, then at least, Saturn says, don't float back into the old decisions. Don't flow back into the old career. Don't flow back into the old control issues. Okay, just stay steady, and that will keep you from going insane for another week. All right, that's all for now. Let's fly back home. Well, that wraps up another week of Soul Horoscopes. One final cute little tip, and that has to do with Jupiter in Gemini. Jupiter in Gemini has moved to chapter 2, which means there's no more thinking to do. It is time to act on what you've been thinking about literally for 6, almost 7 months. So move and act on those thoughts. And Jupiter means that fortune will indeed come. Now, remember, I'm available on the air, and this week, all week long, I will be there Monday through Friday for guided hangouts at 11 a.m. Mercury is direct, and our staff is retrograde. They are recreating themselves now that Mercury is direct, and we're going to come back to you with a whole new front. We're super excited, but come on down. I've got a lot of cool topics. We're going to talk about the new Pope, the God particle, and I've got some excitement, something to introduce you, Dr. Mom. She's this cool lady that helped me heal as well. So come on down. Pacific time, 11 a.m., Monday through Friday this week, and they're all recorded. And if you're watched over by the Guardian Agency, I will send you emails with the video all week long. And if you'd like to try GA, try it. It's only 1 penny for the first week. All right, my fellow soul gardeners, I love you so much. Until next week, live, love, be.